Are you planning a workshop but not sure where to begin? Stay tuned. I've got you covered. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ignite to Transform the podcast. I'm Amara Ibuegu, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 principles to jumpstart your next workshop. I can tell you less about facilitating workshops because I've been doing that for over 15 years. And I absolutely love getting in front of people and creating a great environment for people to share. And so, one thing to remember when you're set out to design your workshop is to think about these 5 principles. The very first one I'm going to share with you is ta-da! Use participant names. I'm telling you, if you design your workshop where you intentionally plan to use the participant names, whether you are asking questions or commenting or commending uh, on commending someone's work or commending someone's response or input, you definitely need to use participant names. It works like magic. It makes them feel seen. Just think about you. If you were if you were in a conversation and someone used your name in that conversation, it just makes you feel, wow, like someone's really paying attention to me, or that attention actually goes a long way. It makes people feel seen, makes them feel valued. And so I would definitely say ensure that you use participant names. And one way you can do that is by maybe incorporating name tags or name tags. What I normally do is I actually have a system that I could share in a different video, but I go out of my way to memorize my participant names, and it's always nice to see them feel really seen, and I love that. So definitely use participant names. The next thing to think about is leverage participant lived experience. Participants come into the workshop with a lot of experience. Don't make the mistake of thinking that they don't know a lot. They do. They've had so many experiences and they're willing and wanting to share this. So as a facilitator, whatever topic you're about to facilitate, ensure that you also make room for participants to share their own experiences or their own strategies as well. That will help them feel like they count. It can also make them feel that you value their ideas and value their experiences, and that helps them feel more engaged. So imagine if you're in a workshop and you're asking questions about what they think, they're more likely to share. And then when they share, they feel that sense of buy-in into what you're presenting. So definitely use lived experiences. Okay, next one is create learning groups. As a facilitator, you don't want to make the mistake of talking for too long. People will just tune out. People just have a tendency of tuning out. So one thing you can do is to have short inputs and then have an activity that reinforces the topic. And what I normally do is I have maybe say an introduction into the topic for me, say 5-10 minutes. Maybe we're brainstorming, and it could also go to maybe 10-15 minutes. I would say 15 is even too long. Between 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes as an introduction, or 15 minutes would be really the limit. Then I would have that, especially if you are having good conversations, maybe questions, and that could run to 15 minutes. That's good. But if it's just you talking, I wouldn't talk for 15 minutes nonstop. I would ask questions and really try to, gauge with the participants. And after that, one thing you need to do is to create a learning group where participants can be assigned maybe case studies or brainstorm activities or anything that you've designed that has to do with group work. That would be a really great place to begin. So create learning groups to get participants to really engage with one another. Trust me, they will love this, and you will love it too, because they'll get to exchange with one another and share. And it's always more fun when you're working in a group. All right. So the next one is, of course, a no-brainer. Show respect. You really want to be able to ensure that you are being respectful. And I would even say from the get-go, it's important that you include this in your norming phase. And again, that's another video. But what's really important is that you intentionally, that you're really intentional about creating the kind of environment where people feel respected. And that could be the way you speak to the participants, your body language, your gaze. It's extremely important that you think about this, because if you make a mistake and you come off condescending or rude, people are going to get shut down, and they will just not connect with you. So be very respectful. And of course, ensure that the content is relevant. Wow. Imagine that you're in a workshop or in a classroom or in a meeting where the whatever's being said is completely not it's not interesting to you, or it's not relevant to you. What normally happens? You tune off, right? You zone out. The same with a workshop. It's extremely important to know what the audience needs. You need to make sure you do that homework, that you understand what their needs are, in order to create the kind of environment or the kind of content that will help the participants. So adults really want to make sure that what they're learning is relevant, that's useful. Otherwise, they're not going to really connect or be engaging. And the more relevant it is, the more engaging they will be. So definitely think about the process, the research work that has to go into ensuring that the content you're sharing is valuable. And so these are the 5 principles that I'm sure if you implement, you are going to get great results. And these principles are kind of these principles are, I would say, come from the father of adult learning, Malcolm Knowles. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but it's great to look at his work. He's known as the father of adult learning. He coined the phrase andragogy, which has to do with the theory and practice of adult learning. It really focuses on adult learning characteristics, the motivation, and the needs. And as a facilitator, it's extremely important that you learn these characteristics and principles, because they will become the pillar of your work. Hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please click on the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much. And until next time, be well.